be with us this evening. I now hand over the mic to Dr. Ashish Kakar. He's the secretary of the Consultant Forum at the Apollo Hospital, New Delhi. Dr. Ashish.
Om Shanti. Welcome, Sister Shivani and all the other participants to this session. On behalf of Consultant Forum Apollo Hospital, we would like to do collective meditation session today. There has been a lot of questions that have been posed to us, which we had to present to your sister. But I've tried to summarize this in 2 or 3 major points, and we can address them just before we go on to the meditation session. Last 18 months, our profession as such has seen a lot of changes. We've been pushed like an army into a battlefield, and our enemy was unknown. If a soldier is going to the battlefield, he plans, the army plans everything. Our profession is undergoing a lot of pressure with the limited resources. Everything has been exposed in the last few months. There is a lot of stress, uncertainty, loss of work for many of us, loss of revenue. In fact, the OPDs are not functioning the way they should be. Coupled with that, we have no social interaction with our friends and family. So this brings in a feeling of uncertainty and fear. So this fear and stress is something that we need to overcome. And this is the reason, we seek your help. Like a patient comes to the doctor for guidance and treatment, we would like to seek your spiritual guidance to overcome this fear and uncertainty, which we have been going through for the last 15 to 18 months. So I hand it over to you, and I may ask maybe 1 or 2 questions as we address this. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Ashish. All that you have shared, Dr. Ashish, about the last more than over a year. We sitting at home safely, even if we try to visualize, we can't visualize all the challenges that you are crossing in the healthcare profession. But then what we have also seen in the last 1 year, the amazing potential of the human mind. The human mind. Because, we think we have this much potential, and suddenly a situation shows that, oh, we have so much potential to be able to face that invisible enemy and to be able to heal, to be able to see all the scenes which the human mind ordinarily would not even be able to see it once. You are seeing it on a daily basis, many times in a day. And of course, this year, also certain scenes which make us feel very helpless and sometimes even guilty. Sometimes we feel guilty. I feel sometimes when we can't help people who call and who ask for something which cannot be done right away. Now, when we look at all these situations, most of them are not in our control. And yet we have to be there in the forefront, whether as a healthcare professional or like all our friends who have joined us today, they may be from home. Situations are different, but emotions are similar. Of course, in the hospital, it's a different altogether, but even most of us staying at home are creating similar emotions. Maybe just by seeing what everybody is going through also makes us create those same emotions. So when it is a situation and a mind, so I have 2 things here before me. One is the situation and one is my mind. When we look at the situations, a lot of it not in my control. And of course, all of you are taking charge of what is in your control, but a lot of it not in our control. But now on the other hand is my mind. So all that I need to do now is not stop taking care of my mind. Taking care of my mind is a different thing from taking care of the situation. When situations are not in our control, we at least need to take care of our mind. If we don't take care of our mind, then our mind becomes dependent on the situation. This is the equation, that if my mind becomes dependent on the situation and the situation is not in my control, then my thoughts are also not in my control because they have become dependent on the situation. For me to be able to handle any situation, it's the mind which needs to be calm and stable. It's the mind which needs to be confident, have faith, and be fearless to take the right decisions, intuitive power to know, okay, what is right at this time. These are the times where we need highest intuition power, because it's invisible enemy. Each one's body is responding differently. Sometimes that intuition, what should be done. So for intuition, the mind needs to be very calm and stable. So the only thing which is in our control now to a large extent is our mind. But if we keep that mind dependent on the situation, then the mind is also not in our control. So just simple steps, simple lifestyle habits to strengthen the mind, so that my mind is able to remain calm and stable, which means my mind is able to remain strong, even though nothing around me seems to be going the way I want it to go, or no situation seems to be the way I want it to be. But if at this time, and this is very important for everyone, even for those who are at home safe and secure, if at this time we don't do something, whatever we feel right, but if we don't do something to protect our mind, we are all protecting our body. We're all protecting our body. So we are locked at home, we are wearing our mask, protecting body, protecting mind, protecting mind. For all of us who are at home, and if nobody is going out or coming in, COVID most probably will not enter the house. So it cannot enter the house. But when it comes to the vibrations of the mind, it can enter a house. For that, even if we are locked at home, safe and secure, we are not safe, emotionally not safe. Why we are here together is meditation. So, what is meditation doing? If we are 470 people right now, so if 470 people together create high vibrational energy, which means a thought of faith, a thought of compassion, a thought of caring from here for people, we believe and we have experienced that all these vibrations will reach to people. We know it, and that's why we are together. So we know the power of collective meditation and collective prayer. What would be the power of collective panic? Collective panic and collective fear. That is something we're not looking at. We are only 470 who are here together to pray and meditate. What happens when millions and millions and millions create panic together? The impact. Now, the impact of that is that yes, the situation is very big, but when millions create panic, the situation becomes bigger. This we need to know. Simple example, just at one evening, just start saying to yourself, I'm very tired. Yes, we are tired. But when we start repeating those words 4 5 times, I'm very tired, my body is hurting, my head is spinning, I'm so fatigued. Just say it 4 5 times, and your body will be a little more tired than what it was before we said those sentences. And I'm sure all of us have experienced that. So, me, my one mind, and my 5 thoughts can make me feel a little more tired than what I was feeling before I started saying those lines. Now, when millions of minds together say those lines, there's pain, there's panic, there's this, there's that. Then what we all start feeling is actually much, much more than what we should have been feeling. This is what we need to understand. This is our power. We can either take the human mind to this side and then affect the collective consciousness of the country and the world, or we can take the human mind to this side and change the collective consciousness of the country and the world. Each one sitting at home safe just needs to ask themselves, how can I contribute to this situation? I am not a healthcare worker. I cannot go out and do anything. I've been told to strictly sit at home. I'm following instruction, but I want to do something. I also want to be a part of this healing. Only one thing, take care of your mind. Stop repeatedly creating those same thoughts repeatedly, just remembering that each thought we are creating is radiating and it's going to someone's mind who's sitting in the hospital and getting treated right now. It's going to a doctor who is offering the treatment right now. It is going to those nurses who haven't slept properly. My thoughts, sitting at home, doing nothing, safe, but just only creating panic. Moral responsibility of every citizen of our country. Moral responsibility. Collective meditation and prayer, not only when we are together like this, but 24 by 7, being in that state of mind. Now, we know what is vocabulary of blessings and prayers. No, we all know. What is our vocabulary of blessings and prayers? Suppose we go to meet somebody in the hospital and we see they are very unwell, and we will say to them, नहीं कुछ नहीं, आप बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएंगे. It's a blessing we give to them. There they are critical and all of us say आप बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएंगे. This is a blessing. This high vibrational thought radiates to that person. For a second they feel better, they feel strengthened, and they radiate that energy to their body. What if each one of us started saying that 24 by 7 about everything that's happening in the country? By the panic that we are creating, we are taking the situation into a different direction. We're taking the situation into a different direction. We have the power to take it in the opposite direction. So let's just start teaching our mind how to think, like we teach our children how to speak. What if one morning your child was leaving for work or college and said, Mom, today if I meet with an accident on the way and if I don't come home, you won't even let him complete the sentence and you'll say, Stop, ऐसे कौन बोलता है? ऐसे नहीं बोलना होता. अब घर पे बैठे हुए, what if this happens to me? What if this happens to my family? If I am not here, who will take care of my children? हम उतना भी visualize कर रहे हैं. जब हम उनको सिखाते हैं कि शुभ शुभ बोला करो, ऐसे नहीं बोलते हैं कभी भी, तो अपने को सिखाना है शुभ शुभ सोचो, ऐसे नहीं सोचते कभी भी. Just that much I have to do. Each one of us, at least the ones who are sitting at home, only have to do this much. Each time your mind creates this thought, bring it back, write out the correct thought, teach your mind. ऐसे नहीं सोचना, ऐसे सोचना है. ऐसे नहीं सोचना, ऐसे सोचना है. Within a couple of days, your mind will shift its way of thinking. It's very easy to change the thinking of the mind. But if we watch only that, read only that, listen only that, speak only that, then we will only think that. And if we only think that, and millions of people think that, do we really think we will be able to shift in the healing direction? ये possible नहीं होगा. ये नहीं होगा. We are escalating the crisis because it's collective vibrations of 130 crore people. Here 400 people are going to create positivity. What about the pain and panic of 130 crore people? So moral responsibility. When it comes to those of us who are in the forefront, who are not seeing visuals, but who are seeing reality. They are seeing reality and not just seeing it, taking responsibility, facing it, handling it, managing it. Responsibility is even higher of protecting our mind because we're not just managing something, we're also in that energy. We're in that energy. A hospital is always a little energy of pain and panic, but right now we can imagine what multifold vibration must be there in the hospital. So now it's our responsibility while I am taking care, not just treating, but also if something happens, like ma'am said, the brothers who are driving the ambulance, they have to bring patients, they have to take the body back there. While they are doing all that they are doing, their mind will have to start doing something else. This, like we all know how we can do something and the mind can think something. होता है कई बार हम बैठे किसी और के साथ हैं, हम सोच कुछ और रहे हैं, हमें आता है ये करना. सामने वाला पूछता है तुम मेरी बात सुन रहे हो? हाँ हाँ सुन रहे हैं, बट हम कुछ एक्चुअली कुछ और सोच रहे होते हैं. So we can be at home thinking of work, we can be at work thinking of home. Now we can be in a crisis, but praying and chanting inside. जो आपको अच्छा लगे, आपको प्रार्थना जो अच्छी लगे, आपको मंत्र जो अच्छा लगे, जो आपको शक्ति दे. जितना आपका मुश्किल वो सीन होगा ना उस टाइम, उतना आपका माइंड एक अलग वाइब्रेशन पर रहने की जरूरत है. We have to, जैसे कुछ लोग माला फेरते हैं, वो क्या करते हैं, वो काम करते हैं लेकिन साथ में वो बीड्स को फेरते रहते हैं, तो क्या कर रहे हैं, भगवान को याद करते रहते हैं. लेट्स स्टार्ट डूइंग मोर ऑफ दैट थ्रू आउट द डे. Throughout the day, we will have to connect to the higher power. We keep creating those pure vibrations. We keep blessing each one who is in pain. We keep blessing the family who is waiting outside and not receiving an answer yet. We keep blessing those people for whom we are not able to help. हम उनको अंदर जगह नहीं दे पा रहे, हम उनको बेड नहीं दे पा रहे, हम उनके लिए कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहे, लेकिन हम अगर अंदर से ये थॉट क्रिएट करेंगे, मैं इनके लिए कुछ नहीं कर पा रहा, ये मेरे पे पाप चढ़ जाएगा, ये मेरी गलती हो जाएगी, तो उनका दर्द और बढ़ जाएगा. बिकॉज देयर पेन एंड देन माई गिल्ट, these are all invisible things that are there, you know, so we don't think कि इसका कोई असर होता होगा. Their pain and my guilt is only going to add pain to their pain. But if I am not able to do something for them physically, I'm not able to help, I only need to create a thought. भगवान, आपकी शक्ति और दुआएं इनके साथ हैं, मैं इनकी मदद नहीं कर पा रहा लेकिन आप मदद कर पा रहे हो. यू विल डू समथिंग फॉर देम, आप इनका ध्यान रखना. गिव देम अ सर्कल ऑफ प्रोटेक्शन एंड मूव ऑन टू योर नेक्स्ट कर्मा. But move on after giving blessing to them. Move on after radiating the highest vibration to them. Not move on after creating guilt and helplessness. Kyunki that will deplete us and that will also radiate pain to pain. One thing we need to take care, don't add pain to people's pain. Don't add pain to people's pain right now. अगर आपको, I'm talking for us who are staying at home, अगर आपको कोई फोन करके बोलता है, आपको पता है उनका भी आज पॉजिटिव आया, इमीडिएटली इमीडिएटली भगवान को याद करो, उसको एक अच्छी सी एनर्जी दो, बिल्कुल ठीक है, ये बिल्कुल परफेक्ट है, ये तो आया और गया चीज, इमीडिएटली. दैट्स वन वे ऑफ थिंकिंग. दूसरी, हाय इनका भी पॉजिटिव आ गया, अब क्या होगा, इनको तो डायबिटीज भी है, इनका तो वेट भी ज्यादा है, इनके घर में तो, हम क्यों क्यों, ये सब हमारा काम नहीं है इस तरह से सोचना. वी आर multiplying the anxiety in the society by thinking like that, just sitting at home. So what is important is I teach my mind how I have to think every time I receive any information, because the information is similar that I'm receiving during the day. My thoughts, I have to just tell my mind, जैसे कुछ पता चले, ये 5 थॉट बोलनी है, ये 5 थॉट बोलनी है. परमात्मा की शक्तियां, परमात्मा की दुआएं उनके साथ हैं, वो बिल्कुल परफेक्ट है, दे आर परफेक्ट, दे आर हेल्दी, वो चीज चली गई है. से दिस instead of saying all the other so-called normal conversations. This is not the time for normal conversations. This is not the time to call up people who are in quarantine and say to them, हाय आपको भी हो गया, ध्यान रखना, कहते हैं कि छठे दिन ब्रीदिंग में बड़ी प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है. अभी उनका दूसरा ही दिन था उस दिन, पहले से उनको बता दिया, वो डरने लग जाते हैं, उनको ब्रेथलेसनेस पहले से होने लग जाता है. So every line we have to be careful now. Every line that I'm speaking, every thought that I'm creating. When millions of us together will create these prayers and blessings as a normal way of thinking, the country will radiate with healing energy. And that healing energy will give us the strength to overcome the situation. This is certain. कितनी भी बड़ी चीज हो जाए, मन की शक्ति को बढ़ा लो तो बात छोटी होती है, मन ऊपर आता है. We always have to keep the mind over the situation, like all of you are doing in the hospital. All of you. कितनी बड़ी बात है, but yet you are above it. You are above the situation. That's the role of each one of us in our mind. We have to be above the situation. If we do that, we will shift the energy of the country. That power we definitely have. That's definitely. So collective vibrations is needed of the whole country right now. पूरे देश की चाहिए. And all this complaining, blaming, criticizing, this is not the time for all this. ये टाइम ही नहीं है ऐसी चीजें करने का. लोगों की शिकायत करना, लोगों की निंदा करना, कमेंट्स लिखते जाना, व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स पे, इस पे कमेंट, उस पे. इस समय इवन इफ समवन गिव्स अ ग्लास ऑफ वाटर तो उनको बहुत सारी दुआएं देनी चाहिए. दिस इज द टाइम. नॉट कि जो लोग दिन रात काम कर रहे हैं उनकी भी गलतियां निकालनी है. This is not the time for that. I mean, never is a time for that, but not this time. no lower vibrational negative energy. That's our power. So that's one thing which is in our control, even if nothing else is in our control. So let's focus on what is in our control. What's in our control is very important. And for every doctor, sister, every time the scene, the thought which you create that time, this we have to remember. Suppose right now my responsibility is to take a body out. The body will not get imprinted here. If I create a higher vibrational thought that time, bless that soul who has left, take God's energy and protect on the body, and I say, let this soul have a beautiful destiny aage, that will get recorded here. And then I might have to move 10 bodies out during the day, but 10 high vibrational thoughts will get recorded here. If I don't take care of that, then these 10 scenes that are going to get recorded here, that will accumulate to over a period of many days. So always the scene and the thought can be different, can be different. That's what we need to do right now. It's very important to do that right now.
वंडरफुल, थैंक यू वेरी मच। एक सवाल और है, just very quickly. Last 1 year, we've seen that we are going more towards simplicity. Our needs, our demands, for gadgetry, for cars, for whatever you may say, circumstances have led this change in everybody's mindset. What is your advice on it? Is this the new way of life?
This was actually always the normal way of life. Sometimes a situation shows us the reality, and once we have adopted that lifestyle, it's a learning that we have taken from this situation. The only thing is to hold on to that after the crisis is over. After the crisis is over, because we've realized that the reason is because even before COVID, we were not spending time to take care of our mind. अगर आप किसी से कहते उस टाइम कि आप थोड़ा मेडिटेशन करो, कहते मरने की भी फुर्सत नहीं है, कौन मेडिटेशन करता है सुबह उठ के. सो एंड क्यों फुर्सत नहीं थी? बिकॉज वी वर एक्सट्रीमली बिजी doing more and more and more and more of all the work that we could do, because we had to earn so much, because we had to buy so much. Life had become all focused on everything outside, so the inside was not a priority. And now we are learning that sab kuch hai hamare paas, but we're not able to take care of our thoughts. So when we become simple here in our ways of living, simplicity, that's also the first step to becoming simple here in our ways of thinking. In our ways of thinking. So saral chit matlab where the mind is simple, saral, then life is also simple. Complicated kabhi thi nahi, wo hum thodi si bana dete hain.
बिल्कुल ठीक बोला है आपने सिस्टर जी। एक लास्ट सवाल, उसके बाद फिर आई थिंक वी कैन गो टू द मेडिटेशन सेशन। थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्बिंग सवाल है, आपके कुछ सेशंस में हमने देखा भी है, क्या ये प्रलय है?
नहीं, प्रलय कभी होनी नहीं है, बट ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन तो होनी है. यस, सो प्रलय का मीनिंग ये होता है दैट द वर्ल्ड कम्स टू एन एंड. तो वी अंडरस्टैंड स्पिरिचुअली, परमात्मा कहते हैं द वर्ल्ड विल नेवर कम टू एन एंड. द वर्ल्ड डजंट कम टू एन एंड, but the world definitely goes through a paradigm shift. जैसे आपने कहा simplicity, it's a shift ना, it's a shift that's happened. It's a huge paradigm shift that has happened. So similarly, the world is going to go through a paradigm shift in the sense, in the ways of thinking, in our ways of living. We haven't prioritized our mind, our sanskars, our karma for a very long time. We were only prioritizing our achievements, our roles and positions, and sometimes compromising our sanskar and karma just to achieve and get more. So we progressed outwardly, but in terms of our sanskars, we depleted a little. So paradigm shift means we will make our sanskars and karma our priority. And really, COVID is also teaching us this. I'm sure all of us know someone who has left in the last 1.5 month. एक मिनट सिर्फ सोचना चाहिए कि someone got COVID positive. They were sure they will get okay. 5-6 days later, they went into the hospital. When they were being taken into the ICU, they did not know that they will never see their family again. So the soul did not did not do anything in terms of what they had to do, what they had to tell, what they didn't know that they are not going to meet again. This is the harsh reality of life. This is not just about COVID. That I, the soul, should always know that any moment can come when I leave this costume. Am I living my life with that awareness that my every karma, my every sanskar should be so right that if at this moment also, for whatever reason, I leave, my karmic accounts are all settled. That's very important. It is extremely important. I know this is not the time to talk about it, but it's extremely important for the journey of the soul. For us, the journey ends when we say they are no more, but that's not the truth. Only the body is no more. Only the body is no more. The soul has moved forward, but it's important that the soul moves forward with peace, with ease. So even this collective consciousness, the vibrations, is also impacting the souls who are living. This is something no one will talk of, but the souls who are leaving are also receiving so much pain because that's all that is there in the air. That's all that's there in the air. So even for them, even to make their journey easy, we need to change the vibration. We need to change the vibration. Yes, those who are going through it or going through a crisis, understandable. If they are panicked, they are scared, they are stressed, understandable. But how many are they? Let's look at the figures. Dr. Ashish, how many people today in the country have COVID roughly? I don't know the figures, I'm asking roughly.
Mm, I wouldn't be aware, but I think there is about 3 lakh new cases being added every day.
Being added every day. Okay, so even if we take maximum 3 lakhs into, let's say, 30 days, even if we take it that way, so it's 90 lakhs. Let's say what? It's only 90 lakhs. We are a country of 135 crores. So even if we allow 90 lakh people to be stressed, to be panicked, to be fearful, add their family to it, we still, with our positivity, purity, meditation, and prayer, can completely overpower their state of mind and give them so much strength that they will be able to heal their body and come out of this crisis. They will. But because there is so much panic in the air, there's so much panic. Just today, 2 hours back, I was talking to a mother. She just came to know that her 15-year-old son is COVID positive. She cried and she shrieked. It कुछ भी नहीं है उस बच्चे को 99 fever. She cried and she shrieked. I said, what has happened? And she's a one who meditates regularly. I said, what happened to you? She said, I was just watching a video that it is the sixth day when everything goes bad, and today is my son's sixth day. So she's already visualized everything bad. You see, a simple thing is becoming complicated. This is what we need to stop. Only this. If we stop, things will be different. Let's not make it, let's not escalate the energy, because that's not where we need to take it. We need to heal the energy. People will be able to be calm, take charge of the situation. Unko pata bhi chalega, they'll be fine. They'll not start visualizing the worst like that, and they will heal their body very easily. But right now, they start seeing very different visuals, even if they just have 99 fever. So this is where we need to stop. Then the healing is going to be much faster. Every body will respond differently. The human body will respond differently if we create a healing energy in the country. That's important.
एक सवाल और है जो हमने फर्स्ट वेव में देखा था, उसके बाद जब सेटल हुआ जनवरी, फरवरी, मार्च में, the human mind is so fragile. Everybody forgot about everything. They started leading a normal life or more than an extra normal life. So my question is, how do we carry on and sustain with this positive energy, even in absence of a pandemic or a disease or whatever? How do we sustain? How do we get the message across to the people so that we all are at even thinking? Because what I saw on the roads, nobody wearing a mask, रात को 2 बजे तक म्यूजिक चल रहा है, parties चल रही हैं, होली celebration as if there has never been a holy in the entire life. Are we paying for that right now?
Carelessness, थोड़ी सी तो, yes, that is there. But if we, like you said, how do we retain that positivity and that calm even after everything is over? like we take care of the body on a daily basis. How many days can we cross without eating at all, without drinking any water, without sleeping? 1, 2, 3. More than 3 to nahi kar payenge. Bina eating, bina sleeping, bina. How many years have we passed without taking care of the mind? We're not doing anything on a daily basis. So all of us need to integrate simple lifestyle habits to take care of the mind exactly the same way like we take care of the body. They both need to be taken care of. Then they both will be healthy to face any situation in life. So simple practices like early morning meditation, early morning consuming pure powerful content, which is spiritual study. But most of us start our mornings with gadgets. Now that's where it is toxic for the mind. So we didn't do any lifestyle habits to strengthen the mind, but we took a lot of lifestyle habits which were damaging for the mind. And gadgets first thing in the morning and gadgets before going to sleep is one of those very important habits, which is toxic for the mind. It is absolutely toxic for the mind to consume content first thing in the morning and last thing before going to sleep. So that's one habit we can change. Replace it with consuming positivity first thing in the morning. Right now also, if you want to keep positive, for all of us who are at home, flood yourself with positive content. Just flood it. Flood yourself, flood your mind with positive content. Don't think कि मैं इस टाइम ये सब नहीं, इसी टाइम करना पड़ेगा. जैसे वी आर फ्लडिंग आवर बॉडी विद हेल्दी डाइट ना, काढ़ा भी पी रहे हैं, ये भी गिलोय भी खा रहे हैं, जो हमने पहले कभी नहीं किया था. सो लाइक वी आर कंज्यूमिंग गुड डाइट, we need to consume good night. Flood your house with positive content. Flood your kitchen with positive content. Kitchen se yaad aaya, it should be done in the hospital also. Ki kitchen in the hospital should have very positive vibrations right now, because that food is being eaten not just by patients but also by all the healthcare workers. So there should be a lot of prayers in the kitchen, like mantra, bhajan, chanting going on in the kitchen, matlab just playing it on a music system. That will have a lot of healing effect on all the minds of the people who are going to eat that food. So this is something which we can do permanently in our houses, in our kitchens, and take care of morning and night. Restrict content consumption of the world and consume pure positive content. So at least 30 to 40 minutes for the self on a daily basis every morning. Strengthen the mind on a daily basis, not only during a crisis, but forever, forever. And then we might never ever have a global situation. We might not. This was global, but personal to situation kabhi bhi aa sakti hai. We can all face this. And our mind needs to be very strengthened and empowered to cross that with ease, and also to empower others at the same time. We need to remember our vibrations are not our vibrations alone. They reach people. They reach people. So one powerful mind is needed in every house. Ye decide kar lo aaj. We need one powerful mind in every house to keep the house empowered there, like that.
Great. Let's create power then. Let's, Karuna ma'am, let's do a meditation session as we had structured in the meeting, and let's create some power together.
Yes. I will request everyone to sit straight. I will request everyone to sit straight. Just breathe in and breathe out 3 times, 3 deep breaths, and let the body be very comfortable. And 3 deep breaths relaxes the body. My perfect, healthy body. Say thank you to your body. My perfect, healthy body. Visualize yourself early morning sunrise, your favorite spot of sunrise. See it very clearly. You can see it there on the mind. It could be your terrace, it could be your balcony, it could be another place. It could be a hill station, a seashore. Specific, be very specific where you're standing. And visualize the sun's rays falling all over your body. Feel that energy. Look at the sun, you can see it. You can see it and you can feel it. The sun's energy all falling all over my body. The sun's rays falling all over my body are healing every cell of my body. Every cell of my body is getting healed with the sun's energy. See this happening. It's happening right now. The sun's rays are energizing every cell of my body. Gently come to the center of the forehead. The whole body is charged, energized, cleansed. Sun's power. It's cleansed all the stress that had got accumulated. Everything is clean. Now come to the center of the forehead. And see a tiny point of light, the energy. जहाँ हम बिंदी लगाते हैं, तिलक लगाते हैं, वहाँ देखिए. Tiny star, point of light. This is I, the energy. This is I, the being. And this is my body. This is I. This is my body. See that little star. Shakti hai ye. I am the master of this body. This body is mine. मेरा शरीर है. मैं शक्ति इसकी मालिक हूँ. I am the master of this body. I am a powerful being. मैं शक्तिशाली हूँ. And जैसे ही हम ये thought create करते हैं, vibration of power starts radiating through my body. I am a powerful being. Energy flows through the body when I create this thought. I am a peaceful being. शांत हूँ मैं. स्थिर हूँ मैं. Stable. अब सामने अपने, like we saw the sun, now look at God there, the supreme power. Another point of light, powerful. परमात्मा. देखे उनको. Like I saw the sun, now I can see God there. Like the sun's rays were falling on my body, now God's power is falling on me. See that just like the rays of the sun, God's power is falling on me, the being. परमात्मा मेरे साथ है. If there's anything on your mind, anything, any past, any hurt, any guilt, say it and release it. Say it. I could never say it to anybody else. भगवान को बताइए. अपने मन को हल्का कीजिए. Say it. Release it. God's power is filling me. परमात्मा की शक्तियाँ मेरे अंदर भरती जा रही हैं. Visualize power, peace and love from God reaching me and from me flowing through my body. God's power is healing my body. Now, bring before you every person who is going through healing right now. Don't need to see faces, don't need names. Every person all over the country and the world who is going through healing right now. And see that shower of God's power and blessings radiating to each one of them. जैसे सूर्य की किरणें पूरी सृष्टि पर फैलती हैं, परमात्मा की शक्तियों की किरणें हर एक पर फैल रही हैं. Each one is receiving God's energy. Their mind is powerful, strong. Their body is perfect, healed. They are safe, secure. Now bring before you all those souls who have left their body this year. You don't know them. You only have to create a thought. Everyone who's left their costume in this last few months. Shower them. God's love, God's blessings is healing energy for them. Clean their past. Release their pain, their fears. They are pure and peaceful, energized, ready for a healthy body and a beautiful destiny ahead. Now bring before you everyone who is tirelessly and selflessly serving the country right now. Each one, different roles, but each one is serving the country, taking care. Bring all of them there, each one. Shower them with gratitude. Gratitude. God's power and blessings is a circle of protection around each one of them. They are out there, but they are untouched. Not consuming, but only radiating love to everyone. Untouched because they're protected by the divine circle. Circle each one of them with divinity. They will do everything that they have to do for the next few months, but they will live in this circle, and we will circle them with this divine power every day. They will feel energized every day. They will be in this divine, powerful circle. And now, visualize the country, Bharat, a country which has crossed many crises, and it will come out stronger from this one. Visualize the country, strengthened, healed, transformed, transformed. And as we radiate these vibrations to each one, be certain that what you have sent, it has reached them, it has strengthened them, it has healed them, it has protected them, it has transformed them. And let's do this every day, every morning, every evening, and then during the day. These will be our normal thoughts for everyone. And just this simple thing, I'm contributing to raising the vibration of my city and the country. I'm contributing to strengthening every mind and healing everybody. I'm contributing to protecting everyone who's out there. I am contributing just by taking care of the way I think for each one. खुदा को नहीं कहना प्रॉब्लम बड़ी है, प्रॉब्लम को दिखाना कि खुदा बड़ा है, तो खुदा की शक्ति लेकर सब पर भेज दे, प्रॉब्लम छोटी हो जाएगी और हम इसमें से जीत कर बाहर निकल कर आएंगे, ये निश्चित है. दिस इज सर्टेन. शांति.
We request everybody who's participating to please get vaccinated as soon as possible. If you haven't already, we have to fight this disease together. We all know there is no cure for the disease other than just getting vaccinated and preventing it or get a milder form of the disease. This is just from all of us at Apollo Hospital and healthcare workers, a message for all the general public. Please. Om Shanti.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Kakar.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Being
Look
here.
forward